Hello. We are testing live. Testing live. I'm about to celebrate, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm finally on time. I don't know how many streams I've done. Probably up to this point, it's been 8, where I have not been on time for the stream. I've been late for whatever reason, technical difficulties, running late from a meeting, whatever the case might be. Today, I'm on time. And honestly, I'm so shocked I'm on time that I'm about to make myself waste time trying to figure out what I need to do next because I wasn't prepared up to this moment. That's what it seems like. But the truth is, I actually have been prepared. I have been working really really hard all week long. I'm extremely tired right now. I'm barely making it, but I have to make this stream happen. So that's why we're still here. And if you are new here, let me tell you what we're going to be doing. This is going to be a body doubling stream, hyper focus stream, whatever type of stream you want to call it. Just know we're going to be working, getting stuff done, and chilling. It's Saturday night. That's always the most productive night for me, but it's also the one night in the entire week where I know I can wake up whatever time I want to in the morning and just get things done tonight. So we're going to be getting some work done on my video game retro game store simulator. If you are not aware of what retro game store simulator is, I'm popping it up right here on the screen. You can check it out on Steam. It will be available this fall. So you can wish list it right now. I think I have a button for you to wish list it, and eventually I'll make that trigger. But you'll be able to wish list it. And today we're going to be working on that. That's my number one priority, is getting this game ready for the demo. Again, if you are joining for the first time, thank you for joining. I am Shannon Williams, the OCPD coach, and I help you build a healthier relationship with progress in your life. How do I help you? Obviously with tips, answering questions wherever I can, but also showing you how I do it in my own life, even when it's not easy. It's all about the transparency. So without further ado, let's get into this stream, y'all. But cut the music up a little bit more, drown myself out a little bit, but we got a lot of work to do. Whole lot of work to do. Tamboree, welcome in, Tamboree. Good to see you. All right. Good to see you. Hello. I think that's probably good enough. I think probably right about there should be good enough. I think that's probably good enough. I think probably right about there should be good enough. Oh, man. Starting now, we're going to do 20 minutes dedicated work. I'm not going to be talking. If you do have questions, drop them in, and after this 20 minutes, I'll get to the questions. All right? 20 minutes dedicated work. I'm not going to be talking. If you do have questions, drop them in, and after this 20 minutes, I'll get to the questions. All right? All right, all right, all right. Time for a quick little break, real quick. And I want to do something different this time. So let me do this. Let me set a 10-minute timer so I don't spend too much time. But I wanted to try answering questions that I see on forum posts or different areas of the internet. And you seeing if I can find anything. So give me a second. Let's try Quora. Of course, I have to be logged in. Let me check. Let me check this real quick. Let me see your device. You don't have it? They have different types of micro USBs, I think. I mean, different types of USBs. I didn't know if this one is this the one you need or is it a different one? I have a whole bunch of cords. I just put it on the couch for you. Okay. Let's see. I'm losing my 10 minutes, but it's fine. Okay, how about this instead? Let's just read them. Let's just do it like that. Let's read them. Let's read them out loud. See if we have any opinion. Almost like a reaction. It's really just like a reaction. Let's see what this one says. This one says, "Hi." Let me pull this down. Even though Reddit is public for the most part. Yep. How did you deal with your diagnosis? So this is a question directed specifically at OCPD. And cut that up a little bit. Here. All right. So it says, "Hi, I'm a 19-year-old female and was, oh man, I had to fix that camera. I had to fix that camera layout. But hi, I'm a 19-year-old female and was only diagnosed about a week ago. I was diagnosed with severe OCD 5 months ago by my psychologist and was referred to a psychiatrist who, alongside confirming my OCD diagnosis, helped me with OCPD. And like many other people, I had no idea what it was. Since researching, I now understand it, but I'm still having trouble with my thoughts and behaviors being wrong. As I understand it, my OCPD manifests strongly in right or wrong, thinking alongside my OCD, but projects really badly on other people. Oh, I get it. As I understand it, my OCP manifests strongly in right or wrong thinking alongside my OCD, but projects really badly on other people. I'm having such a hard time coming to terms with it, and I'm scared to tell any of my friends out of fear they would judge me for having a personality disorder. It has also caused me constant rumination on failed past relationships to try and figure out if it was rational or irrational how I acted. Any advice would be amazing. Don't know what to do and how to move forward. All right. So with this situation specifically, this young lady finding out she has OCPD, and it looks like OCD very very similar in a very short time frame. I know that's probably a lot, especially at 19. And everything that she said is valid even after the initial diagnosis. I think every individual that I've spoken with who has OCPD, because of the personality type that it is, you still in your head think that everything in your head is normal, that this is how everybody should be thinking. And I think it's almost as if you realize or feel like your life was a lie when you realize that you have OCPD and you were the person that was looking at everything in a different way. Now, what she's doing here, the reflection, when she talks about the rumination on failed past relationships, trying to figure out the rationality of it and how she acted with it, I think that is common, and I think this is healthy. What I actually did, because she doesn't specify romantic here, and that's something I think is key. When I found out I had ADHD and OCPD, the first thing I did was start thinking about business relationships that I had or friendships that I had and how I, as a person, caused different issues in those relationships or caused it not to reach a certain level of depth. So what she's doing here is that's 100% natural, and I think it's healthy. But as with anything disorder wise, OCPD, when we talk about that constant rumination where you just can't get it out your head, that is the part that I would really encourage her to, first of all, be patient with herself, and second of all, just continue to seek the community, continue to reach out to other people who deal with it, because when you find out you have OCPD, you might feel alone. You might feel like everybody around you is going to, as she said, her friends might look at her differently. But I think you'll find out many people have personality disorders or other disorders that they're dealing with that have been undiagnosed. So you could really be helping somebody out by sharing your diagnosis with your friends, with people. And that is why with the OCPD coach brand and my YouTube channels, my streams, I am very vocal about me having ADHD and OCPD. I also have OCD, but I don't see it as much in my life. But I'm very vocal because I have ran into so many folks. It seems like every time I talk about this disorder to somebody, especially in a one-on-one setting or in a personal setting, they wind up telling me that they deal with a lot of the same struggles. And that to me means that my disorder has a purpose outside of serving just myself. It actually has a purpose to help other people. So I would encourage this young lady. I'm actually going to comment if I can. Let's see. So, and I don't know if they put a name. I'm just trying to. Hey, look, they put Atlas site put exactly what I wanted to put. Welcome to the club. Um. So as others have stated, welcome to the club. It at 19 years old, it's probably if I can spell. What am I trying to say here? So many of us can relate to that. So I'm going to say, as others have stated, welcome to the club. And at 19 years old, your diagnosis is understandably a culture shock for you. It seems as if you are handling it in a healthy manner by spending some time reflecting on your life and the impact of the conditions. We'll add some more context. So based on your post, and you know what's crazy? I'm not a Redditor. I hardly ever post on Reddit, but I'm trying something new, and I think that this is a good use of time for some of these breaks. I don't know what to do and how to move forward. Now I'm not gonna get the tough love. I'll do something a little more empathetic. So this is what we'll say. As for moving forward, Okay, there it is. My first Reddit comment as dramatic lawfulness. What a horrible name. That's how you can tell I don't really use my Reddit at all. I'm really a type of person that likes that face-to-face interaction with folks or YouTube comments, but Reddit is something new. And if you guys like that, if you think I should try doing that going forward, just answering people's questions or talking about different topics that people might have, definitely let me know because I would love to help in that way. And with all of that said, let's get back to work real quick. Got a lot of work to do. So music is coming back on, mic is going off. With all of that said, let's get back to work real quick. Got a lot of work to do. So music is coming back on, mic is going off. With all of that said, let's get back to work real quick. Got a lot of work to do. So music is coming back on, mic is going off. With all of that said, let's get back to work real quick. Got a lot of work to do. So music is coming back on, mic is going off. With all of that said, let's get back to work real quick. Got a lot of work to do. So music is coming back on, mic is going off. Folks, I'm eating some good food right now. Some man, it's good. A nice Berea quesadilla. I wanted to remind you all real quick, if you are here, if you like this type of chill body doubling content, um, I want to ask you to give the channel a subscription and hit that notification bell because I actually stream 3 times a week. Every single week, I stream 3 times. I do these body doubling hyper focus streams every single Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I stream again tomorrow at 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, where I plan out my entire week, and that's everything outside of my job, all of that stuff. So life, family, my game, any of that stuff. And then I also stream on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern time when I go over my progress for the week. So tomorrow we get to see how much stuff I was able to get done this week and what needs to carry over. I'll also be going over some things that I can do going forward to improve my productivity, or if it's my mental health, improve that. And a reminder of who I am Shannon Williams, the OCPD coach. My goal is to help you build a better and healthier relationship with progress. That is my goal. I have ADHD and OCPD. I work through it every single day. I was diagnosed as an adult, and we do what we can with what we have, right? So we have a 5 minute break. I do want to see if I can find anything. Man, this food is just so good. Uh, yeah, I'm checking some stuff up out. Oh, this is a great one. Let's talk. Let's answer this one. I think this one is really. Yeah, you can see it. All right, let's go. Let's go for it. 6 days ago, what has helped you feel happier or more fulfilled in relationships? I can't stand when people are imperfect, have different values. I'm chronically unfulfilled. I can't stand when people are imperfect, have different values. I'm chronically unfulfilled. Now this is deep. I would hate to give an answer, type an answer out without having more context here. But one thing that helped me out a lot with having OCPD and this expectation of perfection is perspective. Because when you consider yourself and you consider the fact that you are not perfect, no matter how hard you try, even with OCPD, there is no definition for perfection. It would continue to increase and you would continue to not meet the mark. So what has helped me is just that perspective of understanding somebody is accepting me with whatever flaws I have. I need to be accepting of them with whatever flaws they have as well, because that's what makes us humans. If we were all just perfect, we'd all just be robots. That's not the human experience. Now, when we talk about different values, that is where I think it gets a little more. It's a little more nuanced there because values is a deep word. That somebody can have values about their sexuality, their religion, different things that they value. Yeah, that might be hard to get along with. So that's where I tread lightly right there where it says have different values, because that's all dependent on the person. But what I have noticed is that when you stop judging other people so hard, which I know is difficult, it takes some time, you actually stop judging yourself so hard. Because when I first found out about my OCPD, I learned how critical I was of myself. I was literally extremely critical. And I want to show you guys something real quick. I know, it's a plug, but this is actually not a plug to get you to my site to pay for anything right now. This is, oh look, it's me. That's my stream right now. I put some free templates up on my website, theocpdcoach.com. /resources. And let's see if I can get this to pop up for you as a link. But if you look in here, I appreciate everybody that liked it. We have 4 people watching and 4 likes. That's dope. um, what I wanted to show on here, I have a few documents. So the expectation manager, the positive feedback log. Now, this was the most helpful thing for me when it came to fighting that self criticism that I faced every single day with everything I did. I'd been so critical of myself that I completely refused to accept compliments in a genuine way. I would always deflect. Somebody would say, "Hey, you're doing a great job with this," and I would say, "Hey, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do," instead of saying thank you and believing it. It was crazy. I didn't even realize I was doing this until I read this book. I think it was Battle Cry, and that book talked about how men, we naturally do that. We just don't accept compliments. We always push it off. And with OCPD, you just never accept any positive feedback. So you are looking at yourself as a much less than individual than people in the world might be looking at you because of that criticism. So I created this document on the site called the positive feedback log. And it's exactly what it sounds like. You go on here and you write in positive statements. You write in what the positive statement was, who gave you the feedback. And I have my own personal, I won't share it on here right now because I think there are I think it's some intimate statements in there between me and my wife. So I'm gonna keep that to myself. But yeah, it really helped me a lot. And I also, when I was coaching my second client, that was why I came up with this, because she dealt with it and she couldn't see any of her positive traits, only the negatives. So when I came up with this for her, she literally cried because it was so impactful for her. I think the video might even still be up on the channel, but I helped her realign how she looked at herself. And then again, that was just one component. The second component was dealing with other people. And that's where I came up with this expectation manager. You can call it an MVP, whatever you want to call it, document for folks, for individuals, for tasks. And it is essentially, I hate using that word essentially. It's like a trigger word for me now, but it is a way for you to set expectations for something that needs to get done, or a role. And I say a role because I've actually used this with married couples where I had them fill out this document for what their expectation for a spouse was. And it was really healthy. It was surprising because they had never had conversations about what each other expected. One of them was expecting to get flowers all the time, and the other one was expecting to just have their clothes sorted and put in the closet in the correct way that they asked to have it done. It was really interesting. So they're getting mad at each other because they don't feel as if they are valued by the other person, and then the other individual feels as if that spouse is not trying hard enough. So I recommend this expectation manager for a situation like this where you, with whatever, and I know, let me preface this real quick. I know this is really weird for you to do documentation in a relationship. I know. However, when you have certain disorders such as OCPD, you have to do what you have to do. You have to make it work. So the way I've been able to find success in my life, since I found out about my disorders, I started running my life as if it was a business. I set up meetings for myself, reminders, the calendar, all of these different things. My Jira board, I run it as if my life is a business, and it's been very successful, very clear cut as to what expectations are for myself, and very um, defined. That's the word I'm trying to find. Defined, very defined. So it makes it easy for me. You want to have that individual when you are starting that relationship up. You guys sit down and write this out. And I'm confident that there'll probably be a few things that are on this must have list that you did not consider, or there might be some things that you thought were must haves that are actually just nice to haves. And then you can always go further with it. I have this grade. So if you want to do an analysis every few months, just I don't think you have to do this stuff permanently. Let me just go ahead and clarify this. But when you start acknowledging certain things and you can get it written out or start doing it for a few months, then it becomes a habit. It becomes something that's more second nature, or at least an expectation in the back of your head. It's much easier like that. So I really recommend that you download the documents, give them a shot. We got 5 people in here. Guys, a reminder, if you're in here, please subscribe to the channel. I lost a sub last week and I have no idea who it was, but we're still at 235. So yeah, I want this to be beneficial information. And again, these are free documents. I have them for free, 100% for free on my site, the OCPD coach. Let me put it on here. theocpdcoach.com/resources. You can get these 2 documents, the expectation manager, positive feedback log. And now let's just write a comment. Um, Ooh, that was taco sauce. Thought I dropped my water all on my computer. Um, so first of all, I'm hesitant to provide too much feedback without additional context. However, you are likely just as critical of yourself. If this is the case, you need to adjust your expectations for yourself to make them more realistic and healthy, more realistic and healthy. I created a few documents, a few free documents and I'm just going to put it here. Um, that may help you out. The first is a document, and I'll tell you this: the only reason why I'm plugging on this one is because they are specifically asking for help. So because I just gave this information, they wouldn't be able to find this video since I can't post links. But what I can do is at least tell them about the documents that I have and let them know that uh, they are available for free. So the first document is going to be the positive feedback log. Start. Okay. All right. And I'll say the second. Oops. Wait, I wasn't trying to. Oh, okay. I wasn't trying to press enter. I don't even know how that happened. Actually, married and just regular couples. All right. So I'm happy with that. Save those edits and that's posted. So again, not trying to go in here and push my brand all around in an insensitive way. However, mm. Oh, now you want to track me. Now I want to track me. So yeah, just a way to get this information to people. That's the biggest thing. We want to make sure people get access to these free documents. And now we're gonna get back to work. Go ahead and mute.